Hey guys, Courtney Mermaid here. I'm a little stuffed up and a little sick still. In this video I'm going to be talking about sequins and how to add them to your recently completed heat set tail. So if you haven't been following along, I'll link to the previous video in the description below so you can check that out. That was all about heat setting and preparing your tail for the final stages. Oh, are we finally here? How many? It's been like, has it been over a year? I'm thinking this has been over a year in the making. I'll show you guys my setup and what sequins and what glue and stuff that I'll be using, and then I'll just let you guys watch as I work up the tail. So for this video it is just going to be sequins only. I think I'm going to be doing a second one with the final details because it's kind of a two-parter. So the very last step is kind of the most fun, and then with that I'm gonna keep that a secret until you see what it is, but then I also have to still cut up my fringe, so that'll be probably the final video after this one. So I'm gonna flip this around and show you guys what's what. Okay, so yeah, sequins box 1 sequins box 2. You can see this one's a little bit better organized. I literally just put these all in here. Of course, you guys remember I get my sequins from Cartwright. I will leave their link in the description below. These are not from them, but the rest are all from them, and they're so beautiful. Okay, so the sequins are from Cartwright, as I said. The glue I'm going to be using, and I keep a little tub in a sealed container. Ooh, this stuff smells. I will be using, I'll show you the new one since it's easiest to see, E6000 glue. That's the brand that I use. This stuff is toxic. You should wear gloves. Gloves are important, guys. You won't see me wearing gloves because I'm lazy. Wear gloves! I am not responsible. This stuff makes you sick. Wear gloves. Okay. Also, one of these good guys, if you're super sensitive, you should probably wear one anyways. I've read stuff about this and it's bad, and you should open all your windows and you should lock all your pets away, and be very careful while using this. If you're a kid watching my channel, please get your parents to help you. It's serious stuff. So that's my little E6000 blurb. I will also be using, I will also be using a pair of tweezers. These are just regular. There's nothing fancy about these. You can get these at your local drugstore. Tweezers. These were donated to the cause by my mom. So thank you, Mom. But you'll need a decent pair just so that you can, well, you're going to be putting down really tiny sequins. Some of these are really small, like look at the size of my finger compared to like that. So imagine now this has glue on it and you're trying to stick it down without getting glue all over your fingers. Much easier if you have tweezers. So that's the thing. Yeah, I will get started, and I'll start at the base. I'll only show you for a portion because this will take me a long time to do, but it's essentially the same idea. You want to have a thought for how you're going to do it. So what I like to do first is just grab a couple of sequins for the area that I'm working on, kind of lay them out, give myself an idea. Sometimes it helps to actually, I'm out of breath. I'm still sick. It'll help if you lay it out, take a picture, and then you can refer back to your picture. Because once you get going, the glue, it can be kind of stressful, just because the glue smells bad, you're going to feel kind of gross, and then as it's drying, you're going to be panicked that you didn't put it in the right spot or whatever. So sometimes it's just a good idea to have like a game plan. I've already talked about in another video my tail making Q&A. I'll also link that in the description below, about the difference between sewing on sequins and gluing them on. I prefer to glue them on. Really, I couldn't say for sure that they're well, hello little house elf, how you doing? Eric's just sneaking back to the couch. Oh my god. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, the difference between gluing them on and sewing them on. They're gonna come off and break off no matter how you do it. So it's just kind of a thing. So the way that I do it with these guys is there's little holes in here, and so I'll make sure that the glue gets really mushed in there, and when I press this down, I'll make sure that the glue squeezes through a bit of those holes. Not like a huge amount, just a little bit, and that will kind of help secure them down a little bit more. The thing is like, if you're in the ocean or you're in a pool or whatever, you may or may not lose a few sequins. It does happen. Some of the sequins will peel apart. I don't actually, do I have? These ones do. I forget what the name of these ones is, but I can't actually make it do it. But you can actually see there's a little bit of like wear or like damage looking there. That's actually because there's a foil side on one side and there's plastic. I'm gonna get my tail to show you guys. Okay, so I figured while I'm at it, I've actually brought Miranda over here too to show you guys. This is Bluefish, and Bluefish lost a bunch of sequins, unfortunately. Bluefish has only ever been worn at a pool once, and then at the beach, I think I may, and at a protest. But Bluefish lost some sequins. So here's an example of what the sequins look like normally, those cute little blue guys that I just showed you. And that's what happens when the sequin peels off. Now you can't really tell, but there is no sequin here. See, there's no more, it's gone. It's actually just the glue and the plastic, the foil. So it still leaves like something there. It's not, doesn't look really bad from a distance. Even up close, it's not that bad. You can see, I'm showing it right here. Yeah, here's another spot where I've actually lost 2 small ones and three large ones. So I lost, here's one missing, there's one missing, and here are 2 small ones that peeled off. Those ones are sadly just glue left. And here's another one that peeled off. So that is kind of what they do. They do the same thing whether or not you sew them or whether or not you glue them. They do actually peel apart even if you sew them. It just depends on how you're using the tail and the wear and tear. Generally, some of the sequins don't peel at all. I mean, for the most part, this tail is pretty well intact. You can see there's still a lot of sequins. Even the clear ones, like the clear white ones, they didn't peel at all. So it just really depends on how much you're going to beat your tail up. Wear and tear is just a natural way of anything, whether you're going to use a sequin like fabric tail or you're going to use a silicone tail or latex or whatever. Wear and tear is just part of the experience. So but the cool part about making your own tail like you guys have been doing is, you know, using my videos and the information and everything and having done it yourself. If you have a problem, you're going to be able to fix it. That's kind of how I do it, right? So I'll make a tail and they last me a while because I'll do the maintenance and stuff on them myself. So that being said though, I had one more sequin related thing I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, the ones that melted, because that was a question. Courtney, what do you mean they melted? Well, they melted. So I had bought some sequins from a local, I think it was from a fabric store, was it a dollar store? I can't recall now. It was so many years ago now. Oh my goodness. But they were not from Cartwright, obviously. And they were a different, slightly cheaper looking kind of... Anyways, this is what I mean by they melted. I don't know how well you can actually see this. But they've actually, like, the glue and them have, like, bonded and spread. It was really a weird thing that happened. And it took some time. This didn't just happen as soon as I put them on, but they're not coming off. They're melted into the glue and the thing. So it happened on a couple of spots. Those were old sequins that I had used in this tail. Like these also were ones that the same thing had happened. It's so weird. They're actually like not even the same shape that they were before. They're actually like smushed and smooth, like weird. So yeah, so that's why I mean, kind of guess and test. Try out whatever you're gonna do first, unless you actually know somebody who has experience with the product that you're using. And even then, like, you know, just always do a test first. It's just a good idea. Anyways, I'm gonna dive into this now, crack a window. Okay, so for starters, I'm going to move this out of the way. Or maybe I'm not. How am I gonna do this? Haha. Look at me, I am so clever. Okay. So to start, I'm just going to plan out a little bit and play with kind of the style that I want to have with this, how I want it to look. So also remember, I'm only going to work on one side at a time, but if you are going to be flip-flopping between it, which you can kind of do, I don't recommend it. I recommended doing one side, waiting, flipping it, and then doing the other side. Do protect the surface that you're working on. That glue is a pain to get off of certain materials, so be aware. Okay, so I kind of feel like this is going in a direction. So I just kind of laid them out to give myself an idea. I'm also gonna do a little something coming down here, but I think for that, I'm actually gonna stick to some of the rounder looking ones, like some of these guys. These guys are quite nice too. When you lay them down, you're actually gonna be putting them down so that the curve is like they're rounded this way and not with the, like that. You want them this way so that way they cup around the glue. Now occasionally you're gonna get, not all of their sequins are gonna be like this, but occasionally you will get one that's got a weird side. I just put those aside and then use them as like a dummy tester for something else. It's not a big deal. For the most part, their sequins are really, really good. And, oh, there's a second one, okay. It happens. It's not like it's their fault. I think their stuff's really amazing and I really like it, so I highly recommend. Again, not sponsored. Wish I was, but I'm not. I just really like the product and I think that everybody should get to enjoy it. Okay, so now that I've got this all, now that I've got this all kind of laid out, I've taken a picture on my old phone, and anyway, so I've taken a picture, I've got my reference, Eric's laughing at me in the background, which is really good. I'm gonna now pull these all off, and then, yeah, get started, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my mask off, I've got all the windows open, just so you guys can actually hear what I'm saying for the first little section of it, and then I'm gonna put my mask on because I hate this stuff so much. Remember gloves, please. It's also good to do this by a sink if you're able to, so you can clean up any mess that may or may not occur right away. Be aware that if you do roll this up, it will eventually break and start oozing out the sides. Just as a friendly reminder. Okay, so what you do, or what I do, practice this first because this can get a little bit hairy. I'll ooze a dot down, and then ooze another dot down, and then another one, and I'll just kind of stop there for a second, put the cap back on, and then loosely, because it'll keep oozing. Now I grab my sequin, and I make sure I push it so that glue actually comes out the two little holes. Not a lot, don't like mash the thing down, okay? And don't wait too long to put the other ones down too, because once it starts to get gummy, it's not gonna really adhere as well, okay? But you want just a little bit to come through the two holes at the top. It's kind of, actually, yeah. There you go. Good. So that was the kind of look that I was going for. I'm just gonna continue on now. I will speed up this footage so you can kind of see what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so, yeah, this is pretty time consuming. I think that was about 6 or 8 minutes worth of sped up footage there. That's how far I've gotten so far. You can see how it kind of looks like they're glowing a little bit. They look different in different light. I'll flip the camera around afterwards so you can see. That's pretty much all there is to it. I don't really feel like I need you guys to sit through with me for the rest of the tail. The only tips that I would give, for sure, I forgot to put my respirator on and now I feel kind of gross, so wear a mask or something, or do it right next to an open window, my goodness, or get a bunch of fans going, because it's, it smells really awful. That, and don't glue sequins directly onto this stuff, especially if you haven't painted it, go for it, but if you have given it some color like I have, don't put the sequins on there because they will peel off. So, and it'll take excuse me, it'll take a lot of the paint with it. So, I mean, you can if you want to, and then you just have to replace them, like what I have to do on goldfish every so often, is replace them. On some material, it doesn't seem to matter, like on bluefish. I don't know why, but bluefish really couldn't have cared less. Bluefish has sequins on it, and it didn't really care. For some reason, the sequins, and this is painted too, and the sequins just won't come off. So I don't know why some tails have like some plastic, it works better or not. You can do all over this section that's fabric. That's totally fine. That'll be great. For doing the sides of your tail, you'll want to stuff like a pillow or a book or something inside to flatten out the seam, so you can put some sequins up along the sides. That one doesn't have any. I think this one does. My really heavily sequined tail does. So yeah, so I have some on the sides of my tails as well. So you basically just want to stuff the tail with something that you're not afraid to get damaged, because the glue, if you use too much and your fabric is a little bit thinner, the glue will go right through the fabric and adhere to whatever is on the inside. So if you use a thinner fabric, I would recommend wrapping it in really smooth plastic, like a plastic bag, and don't let it sit for too long. It'll peel apart. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, it won't get really gross. I just don't want you to damage whatever it is you're going to put in your tail. Like, if the two sides of your tail, it will peel apart, but like if you use a nice pillow cushion or something and you ruin it, I'll feel bad. So cover it in something. I don't care what it is, just cover it in something, it'll be good. Yeah, so doing this while you get the flu or a cold or something, it's not very nice. Anyways, I'm gonna probably stop now. Or maybe I should just film the last portion of... Anyways, there may be more than one video of me looking like this. Anywho, if you have any questions about how to do this, any of the sequins or any of the questions like that, just please make sure you read through the description below, because I'll keep a lot of the information, like where to get the sequins and that kind of things, all going to be down there. So check that out. If you do have any questions about this, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget, if you would like more of a one-on-one approach to help, you can check me out on Patreon. There you can actually get a hold of me in a more one-on-one kind of setting, where you can send me specific questions or problems that you're having pertaining directly to your tail, and I can actually look at them instead of giving you the general, well, just go here or just go here. I can actually maybe look into it with you and try to get a solution that'll work, and that kind of thing. So yeah, so if you like this video, which I hope you did, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. We are getting towards the end of this whole journey. This has been really amazing. If you have a tail that you've been working on along with my videos and you'd like to show it to me, I'd love it if you would tweet me or tag me on Instagram, or share it with me on Facebook or whatever, so I can check it out. All my social media is of course linked in the description below. Also, don't forget that Mondays I do my weekly vlogs. Wednesdays, of course, I do Mermaid School updates. Fridays are kind of up in the air right now. Sometimes I'll post something on Friday, maybe I won't. If I do, it's going to be fun, nerdy, mermaid related goodness, any extra content, that kind of thing, fun stuff. So keep an eye on that. I've got lots going on right now, so I am trying to make sure I don't lose my groove with my YouTube, but I gotta make sure that my life is balanced at the same time, so that's important. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Yeah, I actually have some really fun holiday stuff planned for Mermaid School videos, so once this is done, we're pretty much gonna dive right in. Did you like that? Dive right in. I think it's the second time I've said that this video. Anyways, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be some tail making involved, some ornaments, like mermaid tail ornaments, and other fun stuff for Christmas gift ideas for mermaids and that kind of thing. So keep an eye on my account for that. And yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for joining me on this video and this journey. And yeah, happy tail making, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, guys.